Glad you made it.
Instead of 2.5.
Last night on the House floor, there were arguments going on about a series of amendments where there was attempts to cut a little tiny bit out of the military budget, and people are talking about what's needed at home and their communities and how they're going to suffer if they don't get some of this money from the military budget. They of course lost on every single vote, but they're out there making that argument, and that's really, really important. So your being here can actually give some members of Congress, some senators and House people something to say. I was visited by some young people from my district or from my state. They've made films even about how people would spend this money. They talked to young people all over the district and they said these things. You're giving them things to use to bolster their position, and if it's not their position, to make it their position.
You're in the Capitol, and it's the middle of budget week. What might you say? And just, anybody, just go ahead and take a turn, take a chance.
They're closing a lot of schools. I think 9 schools in Boston right now, and everybody got together and they had this big meeting with the people who was closing it, and they tried so hard, but they still ended up closing the schools. So a lot of people was like giving up hope. Like if we would tell them right now, like, oh, we should do this about the money, and they just wouldn't believe it. They think that they can't do anything. But so I think the first thing that we would have to do is like start making people believe in themselves that we can actually make a change. Packet of explaining. The whole thing was just, if I had $1 trillion, what would we do with it? So we're the winners, and we pretty much said that if we had $1 trillion, we would help our national, worldwide, and local communities. And because of what the money that's being spent on the war, we said other things that it could be spent on usefully. And we're all from Boston. I'm in 10th grade, and we're all high school students. And so what I said in my video was that if I had $1 trillion, I would use it to build health centers and to fill up green spaces, and the health centers would like go to people who can't afford, like the homeless people.
I want to know how many of you initially thought $1 trillion
Yeah.
At first I thought that, yeah.
In the beginning of our video, that's why in the beginning of our video, that's what we was like at stores and stuff like that, because that's what teens' initial thought. But when you think about it, like $1 trillion is a lot of money. So.
Hi, my name is Briseida Montiel. I am from the Bronx, New York.
I'm Richardson Joseph, and I'm from Boston.
I'm Anais Mercedes. I live in Boston.
My name's Kanye Struther, and I'm from Boston, Massachusetts.
I'm Aaliyah Honus, and I'm from Boston.
I think the most special moment was being inside Capitol Hill and presenting my video, like people watching it there inside was really nice. So.
I learned that we spent so much money on these wars.
My most memorable experience for being in D.C. was when we went to Capitol Hill, and when I went to John Kerry's office and got to talk to one of his staffers. It was really like, wow, I can't believe I'm here.
Can you tell us what happened when you visited Senator Kerry's office?
Actually, she offered us an internship to work there, so I'm pretty excited because I really plan on doing that because I'm very interested in actually working with the government.
One thing I learned in D.C. that, like, I learned more about the budget, that how much money that was spent on wars, like this whole contest. I learned more about what the U.S. is spending on education and on a war, and how, like, different it is and how it needs to change.